So one of the most important aspects of playing the violin, in fact one thing we have to do before we even start learning anything on the instrument, is to know how to tune it. This is an element that's quite easily overlooked in lessons, and it's very important that we know ourselves how to tune the instrument and how to get it really sounding resonant and in tune before we start practicing. So we have, of course, 4 strings and 4 pegs. Many of you will also have the fine tuners on the end. Some of you might just have it on the E string, others will have it across all 4 strings. Now, they are pretty much what they say on the tin. They are fine tuners. They're for getting that last extra little bit of accuracy out of your tuning. And the pegs themselves obviously do a majority of the tuning. The important thing while you're bowing and while you're trying to find a note is not to play really, because it's very difficult to listen when you're playing really loudly or with lots of bows. So always try tuning very, very calmly, not too quietly, but loud enough so you can hear the pitch, but not so loud that it deafens you and distorts the pitch. So so that you can then use your peg to find the pitch. And then when you're tuning the other notes, always try and do it in pairs. And slowly and consistently, ideally while you're moving the bow. So that you can hear the pitch and you can hear when you're getting the instrument more in tune. If you can avoid putting it down, unless the peg is really stiff, always try and tune it while it's under your ears. Now, in terms of how to hold it, I tend to use my thumb and just as a grip, if you like, with some of the pegs. It depends, or first finger. It depends on how you peg, but these are things that we can talk about in lessons. But the watchwords are quietly, consistent bow, and really listen. And always do strings in pairs rather than... You can, of course, get a tuning app which will help you, and that's fine. That's really beneficial as well. But it's good to develop your ears with regards to tuning, just to make sure that we always start off in tune. And it trains the ear to listening and making sure that you can really perfect your intonation. Okay.